Hey, welcome back to another episode of Brand News, the show where we take a brief look at the biggest updates in the sexy world of branding. And if a new logo doesn't really turn you on, well, I guess you probably have more of a life than me and probably get out more. And I'm guessing you're probably better looking too with more hair. Here's the news. Okay, first up this week is Sports Direct, and I don't know about you, but every time I hear that brand name, I can't get that awful jingle out of my head. You know which one I'm talking about. Their old logo was so ugly and basic that it completely suited their reputation of being known as the bargain basement of sports and fitness wear. Now, their new logo is obviously a marked improvement, but where it really shines is the application. The introduction of the bars, not only as a holding device for the type, but also establishing them as a standalone brand icon, is a strong move. It gives Sports Direct a bold, colourful and potentially iconic graphic device that could be the foundation of their brand for years to come. Now, I'm not suggesting it's going to be as great as the swooshes for Nike or the three stripes for Adidas, but they can own that symbol in a similar way. This is a perfect example of how a well-executed brand refresh can help dramatically reposition the perception of a brand. Seemingly overnight, they have gone from cheap discount bin vibes to a champion for enabling and empowering people in sports. Now let's hope they can start championing their workers too, because they treat them like shh. Sticking with the sports theme, next is the new crest for football club Inter Milan. It's a stripped back modern take on their logo, while respecting the club's traditional badge. Some people have noticed a slight resemblance to the VW badge, and coincidentally it was designed by German design studio Bureau Bosch? I don't know how to pronounce it. For the wordmark, the heavy condensed structure of the typeface is a nice nod to the striped kits which they're famous for, before they go all zigzaggy. They've also given the logo a new shade of blue, one which is brighter and more vibrant. In the center of the logo, the I is enveloped by the M, as the letters are characterized by a much bolder design than previous iteration. The spacing has improved a lot and it will be much more distinguishable in smaller sizes. I just wish they would have kept all four letters and offered the same treatment to modernize the traditional design. But if you look at the history of the logo evolution, you can see that no matter what, they always seem to keep going back to a variation of the original crest, and I have no doubt that in the next version, or maybe even the one after, we'll see them revert back to that iconic design once again. Staying in Milan now, the logo for the 2026 Winter Olympics has just been revealed. The logo features an angular version of the numbers 2 and 6, drawn in a single movement. I find it so fitting that they demonstrate the motion with a finger swipe, because it looks like something kids draw on the back window in the car. Anyway, if you don't like it, then you have nobody else to blame because it was chosen by you. Well, I don't mean you, but unless you did take part, in which case I do mean you. But for the majority of you, I don't mean you. Basically, it was a public vote. It was the first time that an Olympics logo has been decided by the public, and with 74% of the total votes, it was a resounding win. But looking at the choices on offer, it's hard not to feel somewhat underwhelmed. Still, it could be worse. Remember the visual vomit that was the 2012 Olympics logo? So at least this emblem won't be an international embarrassment like that one was for us. Finally, we're taking a quick look at a couple of relatively small iPhone app icon updates, which could be hinting at the next phase of the iOS design system. And when Apple makes a significant change to their designs, we tend to see a lot of other companies follow them like sheep. The last major iOS design overhaul took place in 2013, when the company's realistic skeuomorphism was dropped in favor of flat design. But now with the quiet release of the Apple Music for Artists and App Store Connect icons, this new style seems to add a touch of texture and shadows, mimicking some faux 3D. Now on its own, it's not really a big deal, it's just two small apps which most people won't even use or see. But with their desktop app icon designs also following the same neomorphism design style, perhaps these are signs of what's to come in the near future for iPhone, perhaps even early as iOS 15 later this year. And if they do introduce this style, then don't be surprised if suddenly all your favorite apps start looking like this. I might even make my own logo in that style, because I too am a sheep. Bah. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to press that like button, it really helps me out. And if you ever need any advice about your own brand identity, feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to help point you in the right direction. Take care and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.